Hello guys, I welcome you for our online course called Engineering Graphics. So in your syllabus, this is your last topic. So today's topic is development of surfaces, right? So we need to know what you mean by development of surfaces. Before that, we have to focus on where you can apply. So what is the application of this area, development of surfaces? So in any field, any engineering field you take, so for example, if you take mechanical engineers, so they are producing the sheet metal products and they are producing the boilers, they are producing the chimneys. You can take automobile engineers, they are producing the automobiles. You can take shipbuilders, shipbuilding, and you can take aircrafts, they are manufacturing aircraft. So any field you take, so they are producing the part which is bounded by a solid surfaces. The surfaces, the solid is produced by using bounded by the surfaces. Though this kind of surfaces have to be produced in 2D plane first, then you have to by using any joining methods, by using rivet joints, by using welding joints, or by using some bolted nut joints. So by using any of these joints, you have to produce as the 3D components. So this is the way you have to produce the 3D bounded components, right? So how optimally you can utilize the material to produce that 3D components. So to study that, we are having this topic called development of surfaces. In your textile engineers also, in textile field, in garments manufacturing. So how optimally you can utilize the cloths by producing the garments. So this is the way you can utilize your development of surface area, right? So what do you mean by development? So you know what is surface. Surface is a 2D plane that you know already. So what do you mean by development of surface, right? So this development focuses on unfolding or unrolling. So any 2D or 3D object you take, so for example, these are all some 2D objects, 3D objects which is not having a material inside, right? So this is made up of, this is bounded by a plane surface which is not having a solid inside. So any object that you have this property, right? So if you unfold it or unrolling it, right? So if you unroll the cylinder, you will be getting a plane of a 2D rectangular plane, and if you unfold it, you will be getting a plane surface, right? So that plane surface is called your plane 2D surfaces, right? So you have to manufacture this plane 2D surface first to get the shape of any kind of shape like cone or cylinder, any shape that you want to make first. So you have to produce this plane 2D first, and that plane 2D should be optimally utilized material. So that should have optimally utilized the material. So that is the way you have to focus on your development of surfaces. So development is nothing but your unfolding or unrolling the bounded surfaces, right? So what is the main principle in your development, right? So any development you are making, right? So that development should be, it should be in plane 2D. That plane 2D should be always a true length. So that is the focus in your, that is the main focus or main principle in your development of surfaces, right? So you have to unfold it to get the 2D shape, right? That 2D shape should have the true length of the object, right? So that is the main principle in your development of surfaces. So how we can categorize this development of surfaces problems? Here, the solid surface, if you take any solid surface which is bounded by a plane surface, adillame, you can call it as prisms or pyramids. Here you have a prism and pyramid surfaces, right? So here the prism, your prism which is having top and bottom faces identical, which is bounded by a rectangular faces, right? So this comes under the category of solid bounded by plane surface. This is prism. And also your pyramid, right? So it is connected by a triangular 2D surfaces, and it will give you the pyramid, right? So this is your solid bounded by a plane surfaces, right? So this surface, you know already, these surface are called lateral surfaces. Other than your bottom and top surfaces, the surface which is bounded is called lateral surfaces, right? And the same way for pyramid or cone, if you take a cone shape which is bounded by a curved surface, right? So that is your second category, a solid bounded by single curved surface, that is your cylinder or cone, right? So your cylinder or cone will be having only one curved surface. Here you can see the cylinder, right? Your cylinder is bounded with only one curved surfaces, right? The third one is your solid bounded by double curved surfaces, which is your sphere, right? So always a sphere is having two curved surfaces. The top surface will be a semicircle and bottom surface will be also a semi-sphere, right? So containing or combining this both semi-spheres will give you the a full sphere. So that comes under solid bounded by double curved surfaces. So these are all some category wise you can categorize the development of a surfaces, right? So what are the methods available to unfold it or unrolling it? So you know what do you mean by development of surfaces? It means by unfolding or unrolling. So what are all the methods available to unfold it or unrolling it, right? So there are three major type of methods of development is available. One is your parallel line development, and second one is your radial line development, and third one is your approximation method. So your parallel line development will be done for your prism and cylinders. So I will tell you why the prism and cylinders are comes under parallel line development. Then the second one is your radial line development, where you can use your cone and your pyramids, right? And final one is your approximation method, where your sphere can be developed. So these are all some methods available in your development of surfaces. So we will see one by one what is parallel line method and what is radial line method. And this approximation method we are not going to use it now, so you don't worry about this. So you are going to focus only on parallel line development and radial line development. So now we are going to see about what you mean by parallel line development, right? So parallel line development means when you take any object like this. So this is your square prism. So top and bottom surface are square, so identical to each other. So that is a prism. So it is a square prism. So these surfaces are called lateral surfaces, right? So this lateral surfaces in case of prism, in case of cylinder if you take, and that is called generators. So for cylinder it is generators, and for prism it is called a lateral surfaces, should be parallel to each other. So when you develop it or unfold it or unrolling it, whatever you do, when you stretch it out, that lateral should be parallel to each other, right? So that is called parallel line development method. So we will see how it is coming parallelly, and I will tell you how we can do it in a graphical manner, right? So to doing this, I am going to eliminate my top and bottom. So I am going to take only my lateral surfaces. So I just cut down all the top and bottom surfaces, right? Right. So I'm going to make a cut on one lateral surface side. I just made one cut on my lateral surface side. And I'm going to remove all the bottom surfaces. Right? So now you see when it is bounded, you can see it is a square prism, right? So when you use the parallel line development to unfold it or unrolling it, you can make it as a 2D plane, and in the 2D plane all your your lateral surfaces are parallel to each other, right? So this is how your parallel line development works. Now I will tell you how we can convert this experimentation into a graphical way, right? So first, for making the parallel line development, you have to make the simple position first, right? So for this square prism, you need to focus on what is the top view. So I'm just drawn an XY line here, right? So the top view will be like this. So the top view will be like this. On the top, I'm having A, B, C, D as the denotions. On the bottom, I am having numericals, that is inside, within the bracket it is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is for, so A, B, C, D for the top and 1, 2, 3, 4 for the bottom. Same way I am going to project it to get my front view here, right? So in my front view, D and C will be visible. So this D and C. So D dash and C dash will be visible. The edge A and B is not visible. So when you view it from this side, A dash will be in bracket and B dash will be in bracket. The same way, 4 and 3 edges are visible, 4 dash and 3 dash. Same way, 1 dash and 2 dash will be in hidden, 1 dash and 2 dash, right? So this is your center and this is your center of the object, right? So while making the parallel line development for any object, so you have to draw the simple position first, which is having your top view and front view, right? Once it is done, what you have to do, so you have to draw a parallel line of the top and bottom edges of your front view. So I am going to draw a parallel line, right, for my top and bottom edges of my front view, right? So once it is done, this is my starting point of the development. So I am going to develop from this side. So you know this object is having 4 lateral surfaces. Your square prism will be having 4 lateral surfaces. For example, this each side is having 20 mm of length means, so there are 4 lateral surfaces which is having the length of 20, so the total length will be 80 mm. So this is your total development length, which is 80 mm in the length, right? So what I am going to do, I am going to divide this total development into 4 developments, right? So that is your 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, right? So how to name it? So how we are going to name it? So the bottom you can take it as capital A, B, C, D, and the final edge is again going to combine with the first edge, so again it is A. The same way at the top you can name it as A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, and again the final should be A dash. So this is how you have to make your parallel line development for any object. So in case if you are taking a cylinder, so this is for a prism, so in case if you are taking a cylinder, right, so you know when the cylinder is having, in a front view it is having the same kind of, the rectangular shape in the front view, and top view will be a circle, right? So when you develop a cylinder, when you stretch it out, you will be getting the same rectangular surface like this, right? So this length of the rectangular surface will be equal to the circumference of your cylinder circle. So that is your 2 pi r. So what is the 2 pi r length? So that is your cylinder, the stretch out length of the cylinder. So that is called a generator. So this is called parallel line development. Right. So the next one is your radial line development. So for this radial line development, I am going to take, I told you already before, so we are going to take two categories, that is your pyramid category and one more is your cone, right? So this comes under solids of revolution, right? So what you are going to do in radial line development. So in radial line development, I am going to develop, so in previous one, parallel line development, so we have developed that lateral surfaces parallel to each other and which is in the true length, right? The same way in your radial line development, so this point is called your apex and these are all called your lateral surfaces, right? So this is your bottom surfaces. So this point apex should be your center point and I am going to develop radially by making this apex point as a pivot point. So this apex point will be act as a pivot point and this lateral surfaces should be developed laterally, radially. So how we are going to see in graphically now. So I am going to take this as a object, so which is having the bottom surface as a square. So this is your square pyramid. So to draw a square pyramid, I am going to draw my XY line and this is your top view of the square pyramid, right? So which is having the apex point O here, right? So I have placed my pyramid like this when you are viewing from the top, and this is your point O and this is your A, B, C and D, right? So now I am going to draw a projectors. So you know some altitude, right? So some height will be there for the pyramid, so you mark that height, so that point is your O dash and you connect this and you will be getting the pyramid shape, right? So I told you when you are making a development unfolding or unrolling, whatever it is, so it should have the principle. I told you the principle of development is it should have the true length in the plane surface. So when you are developing into a 2D plane, it should have the true length. So for parallel line development in case of cylinder and prisms, so when you develop it or when you unfold it, you can get the true length of the object when you keep it parallel to it, right? So in case if you take a pyramid and this pyramid is having slant edges like this, right? So this slant edge will be giving true length when it is kept parallel to your vertical plane, right? Which means that, so this will give you the true length when it is parallel to your vertical plane, or you can call it as when you view it from this view, top view when it is parallel to your XY line, that case will give you the true length, otherwise it will not give you the true length. So to find the true length of the object, what you have to do, so I have to draw like this, or else what you have to do, so you have to draw one horizontal line, right? And you take a compass and you measure this length and you draw an arc which is cutting here. So O as a center, OA as a radius, you draw arc and which is cutting at this point in this horizontal line, that is your A1, and you just project it on XY line, right? And you connect it to your O dash, sorry, so this is your A1 dash and this is your O dash. So when you measure this length now, and this length is called true length of slant edge. So this is your slant edge, which is not a true length when you are keeping the object like this. So for that I am going to draw a horizontal line, right? So in that horizontal line, O as a radius, so O as a center, A as a radius, you make an arc, and that arc is cutting at a point A1, you project it, and that is your A1 dash. This A1 dash should be connected to your O dash. This length is called true length of your slant edge. So to draw your development, we need to find the true length of your slant edge for a radial development. So now we come into true length, your development. So you know the true length now, A1 dash is the true length. So you draw your true length first, O dash, and I'm going to keep it as in capital letters. So OA will be, which is equal to my O dash A1 dash. So this is my first length, right? So now I told you this O point, this apex point will be pivot. By using this point as a pivot, I'm going to develop radially, right? So O as a radius, O as a center, OA as a radius, you make an arc, right? So make arc like this. So some convenient length. So convenient length you make arc, right? Now, so they have given this length already. The base length will be given for the your square pyramid. For example, it is 20 mm, right? So take a compass from point A, make an arc at 20 mm, right? And you connect that with your O, and that point is called your B. Same, make an arc at 20 mm here, and this is your point C, and you connect it. Again, make an arc here, which is D, and you connect it. Again, make an arc, and here it is four side, your square pyramid, which is having four sides. So side 1, 2, 3, and this is your fourth side, which is bounded again to your point A, and again it is A, right? And you connect it. And since it is a square pyramid, the bottom surface will not be a curve. So in case of cone, it will be a curve. In case of pyramid, it should be a straight line. So you draw A to B a straight line, B to C a straight line, C to D a straight line, and D to A a straight line. So this is how you have to develop a pyramid for using a radial line development. So this is in case of pyramids. So in case of a cone, so if we take a solids of revolution component cone, so what will you do? So you have to find the development will be like this. So you have to find the true length. So when you take a cone, so cone பார்க்கும்போது it will be looking like this, and in top view, in front view, it will be looking like this. So cone is having generators, so infinite generators, which is having a true length in all the sides. So you don't want to do this method for cone, so you can straight away get the true length of the generators. Here it is slant edge, here it is called the generators. So once you know the true length, that is OA, and you can draw an arc which is equal to your circumference of the circle or bottom of your cone, that is your 2 pi r, right? So this angle, how to find this angle? So formula for finding this angle is, so this is your L, so this is your L, and if you take, this is your R for the cone, the formula will be, the theta is equal to 360 degree into R by L. So by using this formula, you can able to find the angle of the development of cone, right? So the theta is equal to 360 into R by L. So this is your L that you can known by using measuring here. The cone order front view you can able to measure the length. The R will be the bottom R. The cone order bottom level circle order, that radius is called R. So theta is equal to 360 into R by L. By using that, you can able to find the theta. So number of divisions is based on how many number of divisions you have done in your top view. So this is how you have to use a radial development. So one more view is called your approximation method. So that is for your sphere. So these are all three categories for your development of surfaces. That is your parallel line development, radial line development, and approximation methods, right? So we are going to see, we are going to solve a problem on your solids of revolution, that is your cylinder. We are going to solve a problem on your pyramid and prism. So these are all the problems we are going to see in upcoming videos. Thank you.